This is Module Reflection 2 for Environmental Philosophy. I understand your skepticism about climate change, especially when there's so much conflicting information out there. First off, anthropogenic climate change means that human activities are the dominant cause of the rapid warming that we're observing. This isn't just a natural cycle. While Earth's climate has fluctuated over millennia due to volcanic activity and solar radiation, the current warming trend is directly correlated to the Industrial Revolution and the massive increase in fossil fuel usage. Organizations like NASA and every major national science academy agree that human-produced greenhouse gases are trapping heat in our atmosphere. Studies show that over 97% of climate scientists endorse this view, and very few dissenting voices often have ties to industries that profit from these fossil fuels. Much like how tobacco companies once funded over the debates over smoking and cancer. Mention that climate change is expensive, but inaction is much more costly. Think about the economic damage from hurricanes, wildfires, droughts, events that are becoming more frequent and severe. Back in 2023 alone, the U.S. faced over $90 billion in climate-related disasters, and by 2050, unchecked warming could shrink the global economy by up to 18%. But the real cost isn't just financial, it's also human. Climate change worsens food and water shortages, creates food deserts, spreads diseases, and forces mass migrations. The World Health Organization estimates that between 2030 and 2050, climate change will cause an additional 250,000 deaths per year from malnutrition, malaria, and heat stress. Fortunately, the good news is that we can fix this. Renewable energy like solar, wind, it now creates, it's cheaper than fossil fuels in most places. Investing in green tech creates jobs, reduces air pollution, and ensures long-term energy security. The idea that we must choose between the economy and the environment is a false dilemma. Sustainability is economic stability. This brings us back to the point for the climate justice, the idea that the burdens of climate change should not fall unfairly on those who did the least to cause it. The hard truth is that the richest 10% of the world's population is responsible for over 50% of the emissions. The poorest 50% contribute just 10%, yet they suffer the worst impacts. So climate justice could mean, holding big polluters accountable, like making fossil fuel companies pay for damages, funding adaptation in vulnerable countries, like the Green Climate Fund, and ensuring a just transition so that workers in coal, oil, and gas industries aren't left behind as we shift over to clean energy. It's true we can't control the weather, but we can also control our emissions, though. Just like we can't stop all car accidents, we can still have seatbelts, traffic laws to reduce the harm of them. Climate action works the same way, with every ton of CO2 we can cut means less extreme heat, fewer disasters, and more stable food supplies. We saw big problems before, like the ozone hole, leaded gasoline, acid rain. Climate change is harder, but it's not impossible. The key is collective action, and I think that's honestly our hardest issue. Governments, businesses, and individuals all need to be pushing for this change.